everybody. This is Jenny from Cosmic Hearts Healing. I decided to create a segment called Thought Time with Jenni. This is just going to be if I ever want to share a thought or something that I'm going through to maybe shed light on an experience of something that you're going through or help trigger that experience of what you're going through. I was just in a 21-day workshop, and just by the very thought of her questioning me and making me dive deeper made me see so much wounding that I still have within, or things within myself that I had to clear out that was blocking me from expanding spiritually, especially in regards to work. So I just thought if I share my experiences and I make you question or dive a little bit deeper within yourself, that it would help trigger those moments for you. Because one of the main keys to healing is realizing that it all comes from within you. When you think things are happening to you, or that you can't make changes, that you can't break your karma, that you don't have power over yourself or power over people who you interact with, when you fall into victim mentality mode, that's not on the path to healing. So I'm hoping that these Thought Time with Jenni will help trigger you into seeing new ways or a new light. So something that I want to talk about today is self-worth and the lies that we tell ourselves that make you not value yourself. One that I talked about on a couple weeks ago was the fact that I always thought that I was shy. And I remember even from a little girl, I'm trying to recall exactly what my mom would say to people. I almost want to say she would apologize, or she would say, I don't know why she's holding on to my leg like this. And, from that point on, always brought me into feeling uncomfortable with who I am, even as a child. So that just carried on up through my adulthood, always feeling uncomfortable in myself. And then you start to think back through all the judgments that people gave you in school. Rather, for me, my thighs, my hips, my butt, weight is a huge thing that girls are judged upon. And then I was doing the study. I don't remember the lady who I was looking up. I wish I could recall her name right now. But she does studies on what makes teens popular in school. And something that makes women popular is their weight. And one thing that makes them unpopular is dating, like who they date, how long they date. One thing that makes men or boys, teenagers, popular is who they date, how many girls they date, who they're with while dating, what they do sexually. So, and then another thing that affected boys' popularity was drugs, alcohol, drinking. And she actually stated that the more that they drank and the more that they did these drugs and the more girls that they slept with and talked about sleeping with, the more they expanded their self-value and worth. And then the more that women didn't look perfect and the more women didn't have longevity within their relationships, that affected their self-value and self-worth. So I believe that led me to longevity. Even if I was in a shitty relationship, I didn't want to get out of it because I was told by someone really close to me in my life that if you want people to view you in a better life or in a better way, Jen, stick to one person and find longevity within that relationship. That was probably the worst advice that I received as a teenager, because that triggered me only wanting long relationships and seeing value in long relationships, and it wasn't valuing myself, and if realizing like if this person wasn't treating me right, they didn't deserve my longevity, you know. And then you go on to self value and self-worth when it comes to a woman wanting to explore like sexually with somebody. And when you would decide that you're someone that you do value and someone who deserves your time and your self-worth, then you start to question yourself, like, society says since I was a little girl, that if I did these things, that this is not the proper self-value and self-worth, and it's just not something that rings true to me anymore. I know some of you might not agree with this. If you read the Bible, if you go off of you should only be with one person, I know this won't resonate with everyone, but for me personally, it's what I resonate with. That if you do find that one person who you know is deserving of your time, love, and affection, and your willingness to want to give to that, you should not judge yourself upon that. So that's something that I'm working through. I'm just going back through really a lot of my childhood and high school stuff and thinking, what did I pick up from other people and how is it affecting me now, So just travel through your worlds. I'm learning thousands of years of conditioning. This can go back to family, too, like me going back to me being shy, which I'm sure it's something I put upon myself at a very young age. I still am not being triggered as to why or what caused that, but, just breaking out of those shells, going back and saying, why am I putting this on value, my self-value at stake? Why am I responding to people in this way? Why do I feel victimized, and what can I do to get out of that, to break that karmic pattern? And if you want to go into more depth, if you want a life coaching, a spiritual life coaching session with me, that's what I do. I talk about karmic patterns. I talk about ways that I broke my karmic patterns. If you're not seeing your patterns in life, I can pull cards for you that will show you the karmic patterning that the energy is showing me in the cards. And then from there, I talk about what I did to break it. So I feel like, a lot of my current past life moments, I've been dealt a lot in my life, but I feel like I was dealt a lot in my life to help expand others. Not only to expand myself, but now to share this knowledge and expand others. And I apologize if you guys hear the Harleys. I'm driving in my car, driving home. Right now I work, and then I try to do this on the side, so I apologize about that if you're hearing all the noise. So one thing that you can do is tell yourself affirmations. One, be grateful for what you have. Gratitude is a huge way to shift your energy, and the law of attraction will just draw in more positivity. And then diving deep to realize, what is making you feel like this, and is it worth carrying it? What thoughts do you tell yourself about, that thing that you want to do or you did do, or what is making you feel unvalued? Where is it coming from and why? So then after you do that, you can tell yourself, affirmations, I am strong, I am confident, I am happy, I am amazing, I'm great, I'm healthy, I'm unique, I'm special, I'm gifted, I'm loved, I'm joyous, I'm fabulous, I'm wonderful, and I am me. And it's okay to be you, and just know, you are just as amazing regardless of what you've been through in your past. You deserve the best. So you are worthy. You're worthy of everything being brought into your life. You're worthy of goodness. You're worthy of expansion. So just go after it, because the only one that can bring expansion to your life in all aspects of life is yourself. So go after full abundance. Go after mental clarity, emotional abundance, with everything in life. So yeah, and if you are interested in a private spiritual life coaching session with me, you can reach out to me on Facebook or to the email below. Also, if you would like to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. All right. Thank you, guys. Everyone have a great evening.